there's this thing about failure that is always has a negative connotation, especially coming from, African community. Like, people don't want you to fail, right? Parents don't want to, but failure is important. Right? That is how you learn, right? You never kind of try something and get it right the first time. And it could happen, but that's, maybe that's a gift in a certain area. But in order to be a well-rounded kind of person that's, advancing, like, you're going to trip, you're going to fall, right? And the most important thing is getting back up, dusting yourself off, and knowing that, like, I'm going to fall again. Like, it's going to. That is very much celebrated, like, in the startup communities, right? You go to San Francisco, you go, to the Valley. Failing is not bad. You can have $1 billion company and it fails, and it's just like, okay, what's the next venture? It's like, we've learned from that. We're not doing that again. So I don't know if anybody wants to share, like, kind of what they feel was their biggest failure and how they dusted themselves off. Right?
Yeah, I always thought of that. So, I mean, for me, I'm a big proponent of failure. My biggest failure for me is probably what has made me, at least, to be able to be invited to sit down here. And that was the demise of my first business. And I realized from that failure, because I built it up by God's grace to 5 employees and 7 contractors, and losing that and coming back to paid employment, back to Calgary and staying on someone's couch for a month. That really humbles you. So I realized that the second time around, which is now, the key word for me was small. So because then I was proud, I felt that everything I touched would turn to gold. But I've come to realize that when you fail, it humbles you. But if you have the mindset that, you know what, I'm not going to stay there, that failure now becomes your big success down the road.
Yeah.
But I think most importantly, I had parents that celebrated failure, because failure is my middle name for me. In everything I've done, my father always says my son is the second time around, he's going to be great at it. Like, some people on this table know that I've had a divorce, but I always tell the girl I'm about to get married to next year, I said, you know what, you're very happy you're not the first one. Because everything I do, the second time around, I get it better. So I think, again, as all of you have alluded to, that kid out there that might watch this video down the road, or someone else in the community that might watch the video, just always remember there's always a second time around.
Yeah, and you talked about the word small, and that is key, right? You don't want to put all your effort in something that you don't know is going to succeed. So you always have to, but you have to try. Yeah. For sure you have to try. If you don't try, you won't. But trying and starting small, and iterating and changing and failing and changing and iterating, I think is what's key, and that's what you've learned. So that's dope.
I think when you're starting something new, failure is inevitable. It's just, no matter what you do, you gotta be willing to get up and keep going. But all of us, entrepreneurs, people who are starting something new, expect failure is just inevitable. It's in the way and it's coming, and you have to just be ready to.
Yeah. And don't give up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'll say for me, failure is, I feel like if you go towards your journey through your life, there's going to be more valleys than peaks, no matter what you do, right? So for me, I actually love the idea of failing. I feel like when I fail, that's when I always come out a lot better, right? For me personally, we use this term, in my job, I use this term called fail fast, right? And for me, it's really just like taking a little iteration, trying it out. You say, this worked, this didn't work. Okay, how do you iterate from that and do better, right? But the most important thing that comes out of all of this is that, and this is where I always kind of tie failure back to your vision, right? Your vision is so important, because ultimately that's what you realize, okay, I just learned one way not to get to my vision. I'm going to try something different, right? So, but that's why having a vision is so important. It's your driving factor. It should be something that you're obsessed with. And ultimately, the failure is just, it won't be that big a deal.
Yeah.
Right? So that's kind of my mindset about failing. It's extremely important. I encourage everybody to, you gotta fail. Sometimes that rock bottom is the best foundation to build on.
Totally. Femi, I don't know if you're just enjoying the champagne.
Yeah. Both, man. Great conversations, great champagne, but
No, I think for me, the way I look at it is failure is about your perception of what failure truly is, right? Because I think a lot of people think failure is an absolute, but it's really not an absolute, right? So for me, the way I've rebounded from failure is understanding that in those moments of vulnerability, you learn a lot about yourself. You really build character, and those are the things that have actually helped me to be successful in other ventures afterwards, right? So I actually went through that very early on, and you learn things like, like you mentioned, humility, right? Like a lot of times with people that have experienced success, there's a bit of like, in some ways, arrogance to it. You think you're going to do the same thing every time, but new challenges present new obstacles, right? And failure is what teaches you about your ability to scale those obstacles. So that's how I've taken failure.
Yeah.
And it's great champagne.
And resilience, right? I think you're touching on resilience too, because as you take on these new projects, as whatever it is, personal or professional, you got to be resilient. That's what allows you to kind of get back up and.
I got to add on top of resilience, I think persistent as well.
Persistence.
Like persistence, like just that grit. Like you cannot let this kind of stuff, weigh you down. Like keep pushing.
Yeah.
And just to build on Jackson's point there with persistence, I just think of me as a young boy growing up. I've always been in sales. I've always sold something. A lot of guys on the table here know that I've always, from comic books to cars to shoes, now I sell houses, right? And there's always a saying that every no gets you closer to a yes. So we always embrace those no's, because I get excited because I just got another no. I got another no, so I must be closer to a yes. So we embrace it, and it becomes a mindset. It becomes a habit, right? So I look for those no's. I look for someone to reject me. When I get rejected, I get excited because I know I'm just closer to that goal. It's gonna happen, like Jackson says, persistence. Just keep at it. So the mindset is, every no gets you closer to a yes. Totally. And it always happens.
I just need to just say this. I mean, this is kind of comical, but back to his point about no, I'm going to Costa Rica on Tuesday, and the plan for the trip is to live on less than $10 a day and $45 on the weekend. So there's a website called couchsurfing.com. I don't know if you guys know about it. And trying to see how to live on less than $10 a day is very tough. That's Canadian dollars, by the way, not American. And so I said Couchsurfing is going to be the platform. And for me just to get a place to stay in Costa Rica, I messaged so many people asking, can I spend 2 nights here? People not even, some people just decline and not even send a message. And I was about to give up. But then one of this girl accepted for 3 nights, because I was always doing 1 night. But I was about to sleep that night, and back to his point about no, and I just like, because I've also been in sales, and every time you get that no, if you don't have that, the good sales guys, if they don't get excited by no, they're gonna fail. So I was about to go to bed that night, and something just said, just send this girl this one, and don't ask for 1 or 2 nights, ask for 3 nights. Oh, I go to bed. I wake up in the morning. Everybody's been saying no to me, or people just decline me, and this girl accepted it. Do you know that was like a big thing for me, that my entire 27 nights in Costa Rica, I've already gotten 15 nights already booked. Yes. Just because of that one. Yeah. Because if I'd given up, so it's back to that thing, like, that no is, if I was going to recruit somebody in a sales position today, actually not even back to my sister in Winnipeg called me and told me about a guy that she's about to date, and I said to her, what's his biggest failure? She's like, I don't know. I said, wait and ask him that question. And truth be told, when she asked me the question, he said, I don't know. I said, that's not the guy for you. Yeah. Because I'm a product of a divorce. It's a big failure. But if you can come out of it, then you know. So back to that no, just my own small Costa Rica thing. If I just did not click that one, maybe I would not have achieved this $10 a day kind of objective. So it's very important.
The key thing there is you went from just getting acceptance of 3 days to 15 days, which shows that success breeds success.
Yep.